They said it was a paradise, a city of gold, wisdom, and divine power, a place where gods once walked among men. But one night, the earth trembled, the sea roared, and the mighty city of Atlantis sank beneath the waves, never to be seen again. For over 2,000 years, explorers, scientists, and dreamers have searched for it. Was Atlantis real, or just a moral tale from the mind of Plato? Tonight, we dive deep beneath the ocean's secrets to uncover the truth behind the lost civilization of Atlantis. Welcome to our channel, History Chronicles, where ancient legends come alive and forgotten worlds rise again. Today, we are taking you on a breathtaking journey into one of history's greatest mysteries, Atlantis, the lost civilization beneath the waves. Stay with us as we unfold this story in 10 cinematic parts, connecting myth, philosophy, archaeology, and science into one epic tale. Part 1. The Birth of a Legend. Our story begins over 2,300 years ago in ancient Greece. The philosopher Plato, one of the greatest minds of the ancient world, wrote about an extraordinary island nation in his dialogues Timaeus and Critias. He described a vast empire beyond the Pillars of Hercules, what we now call the Strait of Gibraltar. Atlantis, he said, was larger than Libya and Asia combined, a land blessed by gods and filled with unimaginable beauty. The people of Atlantis lived in harmony, governed by wise kings descended from Poseidon himself. They built temples of gold and silver, surrounded by vast gardens, canals, and walls shining with precious metals. But Plato didn't stop at describing beauty. He warned that when the people of Atlantis became greedy and corrupt, divine punishment followed. In a single day and night of misfortune, he wrote, "The island of Atlantis disappeared beneath the sea." Was this just a moral allegory about arrogance, or could it be the echo of a real disaster, preserved through time as myth? Part 2. The Kingdom Beneath Poseidon's Hand. In Plato's tale, Atlantis was founded by Poseidon, god of the sea. He fell in love with a mortal woman named Cleito and built her a home on a secret hill, encircled by rings of land and water. 5 pairs of twin sons were born to them, 10 kings, each ruling a part of the empire. The eldest, Atlas, gave his name to the island itself, Atlantis. The Atlanteans harnessed nature's gifts like no other civilization. They built canals deep enough for ships, bridges wide enough for armies, and palaces so dazzling that travelers thought they'd entered heaven. The inner sanctum held a grand temple to Poseidon, its walls lined with silver and orichalcum, a mysterious metal said to shine brighter than gold. This was no primitive world. It was a super civilization, centuries ahead of its time. But every golden empire has a shadow, and in Atlantis, pride was growing faster than wisdom. Part 3. The Empire of Ambition. As centuries passed, the Atlanteans forgot their divine origins. Power corrupted their hearts. They built a navy stronger than any on Earth, conquered parts of Europe and Africa, and demanded tribute from all. Their influence stretched from Egypt to Italy, and their ships dominated the seas. Yet their thirst for domination never ended. When they turned their eyes towards Athens, seeking to enslave even the Greek world, the gods intervened. Plato wrote that the gods, angered by human arrogance, decided to send a punishment so great that Atlantis would vanish forever. It was the beginning of the end, the fall of the proud. Part 4. The Night of Destruction. The night was calm, until it wasn't. Suddenly, the earth shuddered, volcanoes erupted, waves rose higher than mountains, and the skies burned red. People screamed as palaces cracked and streets vanished under fire and water. In a single night and day of misfortune, Plato wrote, Atlantis disappeared beneath the sea. Some historians believe this might have been inspired by real catastrophes, like the eruption of Thera, Santorini, around 1600 BCE, which destroyed much of the Minoan civilization. But even if Atlantis was fiction, the emotional truth of its fall, that power invites destruction, still resonates across time.
Part 5. The Great Search begins. For 2,000 years, the mystery of Atlantis refused to die. During the Age of Exploration, sailors and scholars searched every corner of the ocean, from the Caribbean to the Mediterranean, hoping to find traces of the lost city. In 1882, writer Ignatius Donnelly published Atlantis, the Antediluvian World, claiming that all ancient civilizations, Egypt, India, and the Americas, descended from Atlantis. His book ignited worldwide fascination. Even today, explorers scan the seafloor with sonar, satellites, and underwater drones, chasing Plato's dream. Could the ruins still lie buried beneath miles of ocean? Part 6. Theories, Myths, and Clues. Some scientists argue that Plato invented Atlantis as a lesson, a symbolic story about moral decay. Others believe he based it on a memory of real disasters, ancient floods, lost islands, and vanished civilizations. From the Sahara's Eye of Africa to the Azores, from the Caribbean to Antarctica, every region has claimed to hold the secret. Archaeologists have found strange underwater formations, roads, walls, and temples, but none proven as Atlantis. Still, the myth endures, feeding both scientific curiosity and human imagination. Part 7. The Minoan Connection. Among all theories, one stands strongest: the link between Atlantis and the Minoan civilization of Crete and Thera. The Minoans were advanced. They built multi-story palaces, practiced trade across the Mediterranean, and worshipped nature. But around 1600 BCE, the volcano on Thera erupted with the force of hundreds of atomic bombs. A tsunami devastated the Minoans. Cities collapsed, harbors vanished, and the culture faded. For many scholars, this disaster became the seed of Plato's tale, a real civilization destroyed by the sea, remembered as Atlantis. Part 8. Secrets beneath the waves. Even today, sonar and submersible drones reveal strange patterns on the Atlantic seabed: stone roads, grid-like shapes, and structures resembling pyramids. Near the Azores Islands, explorers have reported massive underwater walls that seem man-made. Are these the remains of Atlantis, or tricks of geology? Scientists remain cautious, but believers are hopeful. The ocean still hides 80% of its floor unexplored. If Atlantis truly existed, perhaps its ruins still sleep beneath the waves, waiting to be rediscovered. Part 9. The Myth That Never Died. Atlantis isn't just a story, it's a mirror reflecting human dreams. Writers like Jules Verne and filmmakers like Disney have reimagined it as a utopia of knowledge and technology. New Age believers speak of Atlantean crystals and forgotten powers. But beyond fantasy, Atlantis represents something deeper: the eternal human belief that once we were wiser, kinder, and closer to the gods. Every generation rediscovers Atlantis in its own way, because we all long for paradise lost. Part 10. The Legacy of a Lost World. Perhaps Atlantis never existed in physical form. Or maybe it existed, but under another name, another sea, another time. Whether myth or memory, the story of Atlantis endures because it carries a truth older than any empire: that arrogance destroys greatness, and wisdom preserves it. As the waves close over its shining towers, Atlantis still speaks, a whisper from the deep, reminding us that balance, humility, and harmony are the true pillars of any civilization. Atlantis may be lost beneath the waves, but its lesson still rises above the tides of time.